Hi everyone, it's Cindy here from Plenty of Knots. Today I'm going to make this pretty little bracelet. I have a combination of different beads and things, so I just wanted to make this one up with you on a beautiful nude cord. So the first measurement that I've done, and I like to leave myself plenty of room, is just the cord length on the actual bracelet itself, which is, I've got about 17 inch, which is about 44, about 43 centimeters in length, which is plenty. And I'm just going to do this little combination in the middle. And I've got myself, I want to make a section on each side, which is going to be about a measurement of, probably do about, I think 2 inches works really well on each side, which is about 5 centimeters. So the next cord that we'll need, and that's our working cord, I've measured probably about 5 times the amount that I need in length, and I've come up with a cord that's about 110, giving myself a bit of space, 110 in length. And I'm going to do the friendship knot to start with. So the overall size of the bracelet's 12 at the moment, and measure your arm if you're going to do it for somebody, but I'm coming at the 3-inch mark here, which is 7.5 centimeters, and that's where I'll start from. Actually, I want to do 2 inches of the friendship knot, then we'll do a little bit of sort of a square knot in between, and then the friendship knot again down the bottom here. So I might take it back up a little bit, because once we do the square knot in here, it'll separate a little bit, so we need to allow for that as well. So I'll take it up to 2.5, and we'll go down to 4.5 with the friendship knot, and then we'll do the square knot in between, and then back into the friendship. So to do the friendship knot, get your cord, you just need the cord folded in half, and we'll just do a quick little tie, and tie it up the top here around your needle. We'll make sure it's even. We're just going to tie a knot up top there. And to do the friendship knot, I'm going to incorporate this hook that I have, crochet hook 2. Makes life a lot easier. So to do the knot, what you need to do is you need to create an S shape there. Bring the right side cord over to the left side of the center, and then we want to tuck this cord end underneath the center here, and then through that little gap there. So I'm going to use the hook just to pull it through for me. And then we want to take it up nice and tight. Tighten that up right up the top there. Again, create an S. Take the cord all the way over to the other side. You can pop your hook through there, pull, and pull that cord through the center and under the main section down the middle there. Pull it up nice and tight. Just up that way there. And again, crossing over the center cord like an S. Take your cord from the right to the left. You can pop your hook in there if you want, or use your fingers. Pull that through underneath and through the loop, and then tighten it all up. and that is the friendship knot. So over there, across the center to this left hand side, and then just pass it through underneath and into that loop there. Tighten it up. I'll show you again. And we're going to do that for about 2 inches, about 5 centimeters. Go across. Always give yourself plenty of working cord, because the last thing you want to do is get to the end and you run out. So more is better. And the cord's cheap, so again, your little S, bring it across, and then I'm just going to tuck it under there, bring it through. I just find using this is a lot easier than my big thumbs, so they're nice and tight. So whatever makes it easy for you, if you're quite capable, that's cool. But just passing it under through there. Pull it nice and tight. So I'm going to keep going until I have at least a 5 centimeter section there. And then I'll show you what to do around the beads on the next section. Pull that through. And just work it down till you get it nice and tight there. And I'll show you what that looks like. That's what you want it to look like. And that's the little friendship knot. Make sure you get it nice and tight, because it couldn't look loopy like that, so we want to make sure it's all nice and tight all the way down. So I'll just check that little bit there, maybe it's twisted. Just check it that you do pull it nice and tight like that. Okay, so I'll fix that up, and then I'll do my 5 centimeters, and then I'll show you what to do around the beads. So I've now just completed the 5 centimeters of the friendship knot, as you can see there. And the next section we're going to do is just a few square knots, just to lock the beads in place. So to do that, I'm just going to pop another needle in here to keep that in place. So you bring one of the little beads up, and to do a square knot, all you need to do is fold the yarn across the center cord, bring the left side over to cross the middle there, just to make a little cross section there, and then feed the tail under the middle cord and through the D in this side here. Pull it in nice and tight. Make sure you get your little bead up there. Lock the bead in place there. And then we're going to do the opposite to the other side for a square knot. So come across with the left side and cross over with the right, make a little cross there, and then feed it under the tail, underneath the main center cord and through the backwards D on this side. Pull that over that way. And that's your little square knot there. Move your next bead up and do the same again. So cross it over. You do the same side, opposite side, doesn't matter, whichever way you want to go, whatever you feel comfortable with. So the D, feed it over and under. That's half the square knot there. And then opposite side, so you can see where that little section folds over. You want it to fold over this side now. So cross your cord over, do a little cross section here, and fold it through underneath the cord and that one we've just gone across into the backwards D, and pull it nice and tight, and that locks it in place there. The next one up, and we just keep doing the same thing until we do all the beads, locking them into place. There, and then the opposite side. You can see it by the shape. Take your bead up. It's your center bead now, so it should be around about the 6 mark. Do your square knot. And when you see that fold over, you want to do it to the other side. Underneath, pull through. Pull it nice and tight. Move it up, and again. The other side. Pull it up, and then we'll go back to the friendship knot after these square knots. One more. And then back to about 5 centimeters of your friendship knot, and in fact we can go straight into it. We don't need to have that square knot there. We'll just go straight into it. Once you've done one, just do one, and then we'll go into that friendship knot. So again, crossing over with your S. I'll just move it up a little bit for you. Okay. So make sure it's on the right side. Okay. Do your little S, fold it across. I use my hook to go under and to pull that through. And then just wiggle it up. Just wiggle it up till you get it nice and tight up the top there. And we'll do it again. Just to make sure it's on the same side. Alright, so that's the side that we want. You can see the way it runs, those little bands run. So let's make sure we keep it on the right side. And again, just do your little S, fold it across, and I'm going to use my hook to help pull that through. And through there, under there, and pull that through. And just wiggle it down till it comes in nice and tight. So I'm going to keep going with this until I do about 5 centimeters, and then I'll show you how to finish that off. You can also use a little pin if that's easier. Pull through and just wiggle it till it gets into nice and tight. Okay, so you do yours and I'll do mine, and I will join you for the next section. Just the little friendship knot. It's so cute. And just take your time. And that's how it should look so far. So your little knot through there, and then your little square knots, your beads in between, and then back to the friendship knot, and we'll do it the same length, and then we'll finish up the last little bit. I've now completed the 5 centimeters, so that's what we have so far, which goes around quite nicely. Obviously measure to what you're going to make, who you're going to make it for, but I'm happy with that there, which goes all the way around, which is quite pretty. I love those colors. So now what we need to do here is just to finish this section off here. Now you can put a little bit of glue in there, I might do that, and also hit it with a little bit of heat. I've got this glue, which is just a craft glue. It's dries clear. I just put a little bit on a glass plate, and then I just use a pin and just pop a little bit of glue, just a little bit, just to secure it in there, just so it doesn't come undone, and also hit it with a bit of heat. It's completely up to you. You can just do the heat, you don't have to do the glue. I just like to put it in there, lock it in place a little bit, maybe under there. Not too much, just so it stays in place. And then the other thing would be just pull that tight. Just glue off my hands. Hit it with your heat after we cut it. Just trim it up to probably about there on either side. And then just hit it with a bit of heat and push it on. Push it onto there. It melts it into place as well, so it doesn't come undone. Okay, and that locks it in pretty well. Let it dry. Alright, so the next section that we're going to do is we're going to do the cross section here. We'll cross it over, and then we're just going to do a little bit of a square knot to join the two together, and then we'll just put some little beads on the ends as well. So for this next little section, I'm just going to fold that over. We'll get rid of all this. Make sure you clean off your pins and things. So grab another section of your thread. I've got probably about, just measure it. It's about 60 centimeters, but you can work out how much you need. It depends on how big a section you want to do with the square knot. This goes right around my wrist quite well, so I'm only going to do a small one just to sort of close it off a little bit. So feed it through underneath and just make sure it's about even measurement. Pop in a little needle if you like. Keep it in place. As long as that's crossed over, that's fine. And then just the square knot, which is, I'll show you here. Cross over the top there, pull through, pull it around the little pin there. Make sure you've got the two strands and they're both facing the opposite ways. So you've just crossed it over in the middle. And then we'll just do a little bit of the square knot. And bring it up to there. So I'm just going to pop a couple more pins in place. Keep that so it doesn't come through while we're doing it. Don't have to do that, you can, it's up to you. So as you can see, the little, let's move all this out the way. You can see the little section on that side, that little knob there. We're going to do the same thing on the other side and just keep crossing over. So bring it across the center, fold it over, cross it over there, and then feed it under the center two strands there, and then into that backwards D, pull it tight. And then we want to do that one on the other side, so we fold this one over to the center, cross it over with this one, and then feed the end through under the two, and then pull it through that side nice and tight, and then again over the other side. So this is a square knot. So using this side over the center, bring this over the top, thread it underneath the two into that D, backwards D, pull it nice and tight. Now you can make this as long as you want, it's completely up to you. I'm going to keep going for a little bit. Just you want to give it a decent amount, you don't want it to come undone. Folding over. Remember, you can use your hook to pass underneath if you want. And again, over through the center. Always take that over the top. Over the top there. Pass the end through underneath. And lock it in. We want that to come over the other side. Did I do, looks like I've done two there. Let's pop that back out. You want to make sure this is on each side, alternating on each side. I decided to do a swirl, the twirly one instead. So let's go this way, over that way, and that goes over the top, and feed that underneath. So underneath the two there, in the center. That's better. Pull that tight, and then over the other way. Underneath the two, pull that tight. So I'll just do a few more on that, and then I'll show you how to do exactly what we did before. We're just going to put a little bit of glue and heat it so it locks it in place and it won't go anywhere that way. You can always measure it on your arm, pop it on and just see how it sits, and if that's enough then you can stop, but if not enough, keep going. Depends on you how much you want to do. I'll probably just use up the cord a little bit, but that should be enough. So what I want to do now is, before we finish this off, I just want to put the ends on. We're going to do some, we need to do, I just want to put some ends on these before it comes apart. We don't want it to come apart. So each end I'm going to put, I think I worked it out, we're going to do these little ones, these little balls, and probably a little bead. I might do these beads. You can pick any bead you like really, but I think I'll do these two. So remember, I had that stretched, I hit it with the heat and it gave me that little piece there, so I can use that to feed it on. Okay, and then the little one, the little ball, and we'll probably tie it in a knot. See if it will go on. Not one. They're all different sizes usually. You can usually get one that works. Feed it onto the center there. Alright. I'm going to find one that fits. There we go. So I would just put just the two little beads there and then tie a knot. So tie a knot. And I'm going to hit it with the heat again to lock it in place, but I'm going to cut this little piece off, that little straggly bit. We can cut that off now, and then just hit it with that heat and pop it there, and that should lock it in. Okay, so do that for the other side, and I'll show you what's next. So I've just fed the other side on, and I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of heat again, just to get that to go in. Try not to get it to burn it because it will discolor it, so you just want it so that it locks it in. But they're both in now, so all we have to do is this last little bit. I'm just going to pop it on and just see if I can do any more of this center section, or if it should stop. So you should be able to loosen this right up now with your beads being locked on there, and that's easy to pop on, so you know there's plenty of room. Pull it tight on your arm. Okay, pull it nice and tight either side. I think that's probably enough actually. That's sitting nice on my arm there now, and that's plenty. I think under there you want to leave a little bit. So we'll just cut these and we'll heat them up now, and we're pretty much completed. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial showing you the beautiful friendship knot and the square knot with these beautiful beads. They're glass beads you can find anywhere. So I'm just going to cut those off, and then we'll just heat them. So all we need to do now is just to heat these up and just tap them in. So just do it little bit by little bit. You don't want to burn it too much. You can put a little bit of glue on this as well if you want. I'm not going to worry about that today. Probably tuck that. A little bit more there. All right. If it feels like it's going to come out, then just put a bit of glue on it. Just a little bit of glue in there as well. But that should stay. If it's thick enough, it should stay there. But because you use these all the time too, you probably want to make sure you lock it in a bit. That's better. Try not to get it to burn like I do. Don't want that to happen too much. That's pretty good. Just make sure you can slip these through. They can still go through the beautiful square knot. And that you have one beautiful little bracelet. It doesn't take you any time at all to make, and it's such a pretty knot, that one. Make it for a friend, someone you love. So stay with me. I'm going to make some more of these. If you like this one, I'll make another one. I'll get these sizings right. You can just make sure you measure your wrist. That's the main thing, I think, on this. And I've got some other beads and that I want to use. I put them on like a little pin like this, and just change up the beads, add beads to it, that sort of thing. Just mix them around, see what you come up with, see what you like. I'm just trying to find a little gold one that I snuck off this one. So I'll make one of these ones. Could be this one next. It's really pretty with the, it's like a porcelain finish in the middle there. Or I'll make this pretty one. We'll see. And I've got this one as well. And I do want to do some little ones with names and letters as well for my little grandkids. So there's that one there, which is pretty. You just make it a feature bead in the middle, and then just match them up around the other sides, the colors and things like that. It looks really cute. So I'll do that one another time. And I want to do, I've got these little ones here, which I want to make up some. I'll probably do soon. This one's so cute. Just with your little letters and things like that. Keep it simple. So something like that, I think will look really pretty. But thank you for joining me. I hope you like this tutorial. Please like and subscribe and stay with me. Join me on the next one. If there's something that you want me to do differently, please let me know. Any ideas on what knot you like, that sort of thing would be great. I can make up a pretty bracelet. I did get someone saying maybe try 2 different colored cords, and yeah, I might give that a go as well. That would look really pretty too. So for now, have a fantastic day, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.